Hello everybody and welcome to this week's track guide for the Sunshine Autos TCR League. This week we're at Detroit. As you may know, there's lots of walls and the track is very bumpy, so it should be a good one. This is the exit of the second to last turn, assuming we're counting this kink on the start-finish straight. It goes to the right here as a turn, even though it's flat, but I guess it's a turn. I mean, look at it, it is turning, so... yeah, so you need a good exit out of the second to last turn, because it will obviously dictate your pace down the straight, and you want to get that extra couple of fucking kilometers an hour on the first part of this lap here. Braking at the 300 board. Very, very fast right and left-hander. Here you really don't want to understeer, because there's a big old yellow Penske ad that's waiting for you if you do. Try to keep it as in the middle as you can as we watch this whole straightaway again.
1 minute 38.8.
So yeah, when you transition into the left-hander, you want to try and like do it in the middle of the track. If you want to be really nitpicky, I could have been a little bit more to the left, but like you kind of get the gist. Treat it as a chicane, so you kind of want like the straightest line as you can. There I brake at the 400 board. Very basic 90-degree right-hander. Just follow that geometric line. This one, I tried attacking the curb and it seemed to work out okay, but you could also get away with not touching the curb at all, and I think that might be like slightly faster. But I don't know, it felt like maybe trying to carry a little more speed, but taking like the instability of going over the curb would help. It seemed to work just as well, but I tried not hitting the curb the next lap, and it was like, I don't know, a half a tenth faster, or not even, like 0.02 or 0.01. So, unfortunately, I don't really have a braking point here. So, you kind of like look at. So, if you look at the squares on the left, the black and white ads on the barrier, so where it says leader in power and data management. You got a black and a white at the end, followed by another black and a white, and another black and a white. As you can see, the next black square, so I guess the fourth one from the wall is where I start braking. That doesn't really sound like a great braking marker, because this whole friggin' wall section kind of looks the same when you're driving by it. But that's the best I got for you. It kind of works. I don't really have any other reference points for that section of the track, so get that practice in. I suppose you'll feel where to brake, I hope. Sorry I can't be more help there. Here is much easier though, where the barrier kind of kinks to the right a little bit is where I start braking, and kind of like you could go faster than you can think there if you have the right set, which I will. This is Tanner's TCR set from like August, I think, is when this was an IMPC, and I added a click of camber and dropped the fuel bunch, or sorry, reduced the camber by 1 click on both the front tires, and decreased the fuel, and you carry quite a lot of speed through these turns, thankfully. As you can see, also so the kink in the wall for that turn, I use like the stalk of that tree, so the actual trunk. When I pass that, I can start slowing down, and you know, just utilize the track as much as you can without hitting the wall. I hit the wall a lot trying to get this lap, trying to figure things out. So I mean, it's definitely a thing you gotta watch out for. This turn is really hard. I almost like understeer into the wall, as you hear a nice big ka-chunk as I land back on the ground. Oh my god, I went this far, really? Hang on, let me, there we go. Oh, perfect. So, this is basically like right before I start braking. Maybe like an extra like half a car length from where this frame is where I hit the brakes. And I tried to go kind of straight. I tried following sort of the track and giving myself a wider berth. But when I swing to the left a little bit to follow the wall and then try to go back to the right, I find the car gets really unbalanced and I just drift through the turn, or I'll just understeer into the wall even more. So I just, when I start hitting the brakes, like I will point myself in that direction, but I start turning in like pretty early. So I say don't follow the wall, and I'm like following the wall more than I thought. So in my head, I'm kind of just like braking. Yeah, that's kind of like the cambers in the rear are pretty low as well. So my setup's pretty squirrely on the brakes. So in my mind, I'm trying to like keep as straight as possible, while not forcing my car too much to the left, so I don't, you know, initiate a drift, which usually leads into you flying into the outside wall. And I try to use the curb, but as you can see, I think that kind of fucks me up a little bit, and I get a little wobbly. So anyways, enough of that. Right at the next turn, if I can pan the camera right here. Okay, we'll start from here. Kind of like earlier, you see this section here where the wall kind of like, it's pretty like an angled, pretty sharp angle back to the right, like a 45-degree almost. And at that point is where I start to hit the brakes. And this is a tight one. You really need to like trail brake properly here and not get on the gas too early, just to get that car rotated around enough so that you can still hit the gas, take advantage of that little bit of straight track, and not hit the wall. Here, sort of just the middle of the radius of these two curbs, hit those two apexes, and especially this one. So as soon as you kind of like go past the turn, you want to start straightening out so you can brake while giving a wide enough berth so that you can actually get around this really tight turn. As you can see, I'm in second gear, which is a pretty low gear for this car. Be very careful on the exit when you get back on the throttle that you don't, max out the rev limiter too much and, actually get speed at the exit. And this dip right where I'm paused here too is like, it's like a weird like undulation in the pavement, and it's just really slippery. In a rear-wheel drive car, you tend to fishtail a little bit and get loose trying to reapply the power, even in like low-powered cars, like any car, like even the Skip Barber. Well, okay, that's a bad example. Like, I don't know, like a really grippy GTE or high downforce car. You just kind of get little tail happy, and so in the TCR you tend to understeer a bit extra in that section, so be very careful when you get back on the throttle there. And a bit of an important straight as well. I mean, it's long enough. Heavy braking, so this is probably, if that hairpin isn't the hardest part of the track, then I would say this turn is. It's just deceptively tight, and obviously it goes into said really long straight at the start-finish line, and if you mess it up, you either hit the wall or you lose a ton of speed and momentum, and whoever's right behind you could easily get a better run, and you're in trouble. So I think I paused, perfectly where I start braking, so that's nice. And I guess that's another one of those field corners, like the one with the black and white barriers. I think it was like turn 3 or 4. And this is why it's so hard for me personally, because I just don't quite have like a concrete place to start turning in. And if you turn in too early, you hit the wall, and if you turn in too late, you hit the wall. So like, you gotta not fuck it up. See, this one I get a little, I turn it a bit too late, so I have to slow down more to compensate for that fact. But thankfully, I get a good run out the next part of the turn. So once you're done this section here, I find this one is just a nice lift and gradually apply the throttle again. You know, you carry a lot of speed through that turn, and that's a lap, my friend. Very important exit there. That's probably like, I think that's the second longest straight if you don't count this here. And yeah, that's a lap around Detroit. As per usual, we get the silent lap with the exterior camera, and I'll see you guys on the track. Have fun out there.
1 minute 38.878. 1 minute 38.03.